Bryan Kohberger, the man convicted of butchering 4 innocent college students, had been silent for over a year. But on July 17th, 2025, the silence shattered. You're watching Whispers of Crime, Motive and Murder, where we expose the darkest truths behind real-life criminal cases. Subscribe now and hit the bell icon so you never miss a twist. Because every whisper hides a motive. What if the very house where the murders happened had been quietly crying out for help weeks before the bloodshed? What if the killer had been stalking the victims, leaving behind signs no one noticed until it was too late? On July 17th, all of that came to light, and what investigators reveal will disturb you. July 17th, 2025, 10 a.m., Latta County Courthouse, Idaho. After 13 months of total silence enforced by a strict gag order, a judge finally lifted the lid on one of the most haunting murder cases in recent U.S. history, the Idaho college murders. With Bryan Kohberger's guilty plea already entered and his sentencing to 4 life terms without parole complete, there was no longer any legal reason to hide what investigators had uncovered behind closed doors. Judge John C. Judge formally ended the gag order. What followed was a deluge of over 750 pages of previously sealed police reports, FBI memos, forensic records, and psychological profiles, and every page told a story darker than we imagined. Unsealed records showed that weeks before the November 13th, 2022 stabbings, victims Kaylee Goncalves and Madison Mogen reported disturbing signs. A roommate told police the door lock kept malfunctioning, and on one occasion, it looked like someone had tampered with it. Another resident said she'd seen a man lurking near the trees behind the King Road house, but he vanished before she could get a good look. Kaylee reportedly told friends she had a stalker. Investigators now confirm that her Instagram inbox included deleted messages from Kohberger, which she never responded to. According to the newly publicized documents, a K-bar knife sheath was found on Madison Mogen's bed. On it, touched DNA matching Kohberger's father. Phone records showed that Kohberger self-pinged near the victim's house 12 times before the murders, sometimes at 3 a.m., just circling the neighborhood. After the killings, Kohberger was captured on WSU security footage cleaning his car obsessively, removing floor mats, and using gloves. His search history? Filled with terms like, how long does DNA stay on a knife handle? And can police trace deleted messages? FBI profilers describe Kohberger in psychological reports as obsessive with control, detached from empathy, and likely sexually motivated. They believe he watched, fantasized, and rehearsed the murders long before they happened. A chilling detail from phone forensics revealed that Kohberger returned to the scene just hours after the murders, his phone pinging near the house at 9:12 a.m. The theory? He wanted to see the aftermath. Maybe even retrieve the knife sheath he accidentally left behind. What police found in Kohberger's digital footprint is deeply unsettling. Dozens of photos of the King Road house, taken months before the murders. Search queries about the case as it was unfolding, including how long do police keep cell tower records? A note written in his phone analyzing how he might frame someone else for crime. Judge explained that the gag order, once necessary to protect Kohberger's right to a fair trial, was now obsolete after his guilty plea. In his words, with sentencing complete and the defendant's rights no longer jeopardized, the public's right to transparency must be honored. The Goncalves family had fought relentlessly for transparency, and when those files dropped, they were ready. Kaylee's sister Olivia Goncalves shared a gut-wrenching Instagram post. We always felt there were red flags before that night. Now we know we weren't wrong. He was watching her. He was planning this, and he nearly got away with it. One message released in the files raised serious questions. In late October 2022, someone using an anonymous Reddit account messaged a crime forum with a post titled, "If you were planning the perfect crime, what would you do?" The user asked detailed questions about masking cell tower data, disposing of a weapon, and avoiding trace DNA on clothing. IP logs traced that account back to Pullman, Washington, just 12 minutes from Kohberger's apartment. July 17th wasn't just a day files were unsealed. It was a day we learned just how close Kohberger had come to pulling off the perfect crime. But this story isn't over, because in part 2, we'll dive into the jailhouse behavior, the inmate confessions, and the unnerving messages sent to the victims' families even after the sentencing. Subscribe now to Whispers of Crime, Motive, and Murder, where every story pulls you deeper into the mind of a killer. Because justice doesn't end with a sentence. It begins when the truth finally comes out.